Did you know that today was the UK Reparations Conference 2025? This is an event run by parliamentarians, MPs that sit in the all-party parliamentary group for African reparations. And this is chaired by Belle Ribeiro Addy. She's a Labour MP. And it's sponsored by Rockefeller Philanthropy and Friends House. Now, Friends House, in case you don't know, it's Quakers in Britain's headquarters. And I've done a few videos, I've covered Quakers. They are incredibly woke, the foundations at least. They do worry a lot about reparations as well as climate justice and the whole of the woke agenda. So it's not surprising that they would fund this group as well as hosting its reparations conference. And it's right in central London. It's in Euston. I've been to the building where it takes place. It's a wonderful large building. So, you know, lucky anyone that wants to host an event there. So what happened at this reparations conference? Well, I've got the programme and it's titled Delivering Justice Through Repair. And so it kicked off with a welcome. Belle Ribeiro Addy, she the chair of the APPG for African Reparations, welcomed everyone, as well as Debbie Flack of Quakers in Britain. And then you actually had so many people at this event. I can't even name them all in this video because there's so many, but in the conference they had the executive coordinator, the global circle for reparations and healing, and you know that's just the start of all the different named groups in talking about reparations. Then the second event, the opening plenary, the politics of reparations and pan-Africanism, included Diane Abbott, who's the mother of the House of Commons, the MP. It included a Lambeth Green Party councillor. This isn't surprising. If you follow my work, I explain that the Greens are just the Reds, the Socialists, and they kind of team up with Jeremy Corbyn, which brings me to my next point. Jeremy Corbyn was there. So it says that he's an MP and he is also associated with the Peace and Justice Project. Then moving on past 12 p.m, from display to dignity, mobilising the diaspora to lay our ancestors to rest. And the notes around this is, within the wider framework of the reparations movement, this panel offers an in-depth examination of one of its core dimensions, the restitution of stolen artefacts, cultural treasures, human remains and property, including land, as well as the repatriation of archives to their rightful custodians. Then it continues with another event, and this one titled Relearning the Past, Rewriting the Future, Education as Reparative Justice, was chaired by Sydney Scott, who is the reparations scholar at the University of Oxford. What on earth is that? The reparations scholar. And it also had Kehinde Andrews, who's the Professor of Black Studies, Birmingham City University. Then another event. This is, I particularly like this title. This involved Gretchen Raw, Independent Reparations Strategist and Diasporic Advisor, Reform Initiatives. I like how it's getting all really corporate for something that's quite like a left-wing activist ideal. Independent Reparations Strategist and Diasporic Advisor. Moving on, there's an event, a discussion called Decolonizing Institutions and NGOs, Confronting Historical Realities to Support Restoration. And then we get on towards the end of the conference, and another green activist is involved, Greens of Colour, Tyrone Scott. And I'm just bringing this up because Greens will always be a theme when you have these socialist events. Greens are Reds. And then we've got Healing, Reparations and Building a Global Circle. And there's someone called Clark Strickland, who is the Apologies Directory, and he seems to work for the Apologies Directory, and doctoral student, Oxford University. What's going on with Oxford University? You know, we've got the reparations scholar there, And then we've got the Apologies Directory and Doctoral Students. Then the event, so it continues till 5 p.m. Lastly, for anyone that is a bit deep state about the UN, there's someone, Professor Vereen Shepherd, the Vice Chair of CARICOM and Vice Chair UN Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination, is at the event. Does that mean the UN is interested in reparations? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, having researched all this deep state stuff. So there you have it. Till 5 p.m, the APPG for African Reparations Conference. Just interesting that hardly anyone has any idea that this is going on, and it involves several members of parliament, but now you do.